In this lesson, we're going to look at how you solve compound inequalities. Compound inequalities are inequalities joined together by and or, and we have to be able to find values for x that will cause either both conditions or one or the other to be satisfied. Let's take a look at one of these. This is actually a compound inequality involving and, even though the word and is not there. We could have written this as 2x minus 2 is greater than or equal to 2 and 2x minus 2 is less than 8. In which case we would have to find x's that would make both statements true, because the word and means we can't complete what we're doing without both things happening. So we could have written it that way, but usually we write ands by showing the inequalities to indicate between. So we read this as saying 2x minus 2 is between 2 and 8, including 2. And so that's what we're going to work with as we do this inequality. I'm going to erase this to give us a little bit more room to work. And let's look at how you would solve this compound inequality. We start out and we just look at the middle part, the 2x minus 2 part. And we do whatever we would do to solve any equation or inequality, linear equation or inequality, and that is we would add 2 to try to get x by itself. Now when we're working with compound inequalities like this, we add 2 to both the left side and the right side. So on the left we end up with 4, keep the sign less than or equal to, and we are left with 2x in the middle because the plus 2 and minus 2 cancel each other, keep the sign, and then 8 plus 2 is 10. The last thing we have to do to solve this one, pretty easy, divide this by 2 to cause these to cancel, but if we do it on the middle we got to do it on both the left and the right. So 4 divided by 2 is 2, keep the less than or equal to sign, and we have solved this compound inequality when we do 10 divided by 2, and it's read 2 is between, or x is between 2 and 5, including 2. Fairly simple compound inequality that involves the word and. Let's try one more of those. Here's another one that involves and. You don't see the word there, but we can read negative 4x plus 3 is between 11 and 19. So I'm going to solve it the same way. I'm going to try to isolate the x by subtracting 3 here, and here, and here. So 11 minus 3 gives us 8. We're left with negative 4x in the middle, and 19 minus 3 is 16. Now to get x by itself, we have to divide by negative 4, and we do that in all three places. So we get negative 2 here, these cancel, and 16 divided by negative 4 is negative 4, and we have x here. One of the things you may not remember, but you have to use here, is that anytime you divide or multiply, for that matter, by a negative number and you're solving a linear inequality, you have to flip the inequality sign over. So now the inequality signs are facing this way because we divided both sides by a negative number. And usually I wouldn't leave it written that way. I would go ahead and turn the whole problem over, flip it over, and make it negative 4 less than x less than negative 2. Reading x is between negative 4 and negative 2. And we've solved that compound inequality using and. Let's take a look at one that actually involves or. You'll know it's an or because of the word being there. Remember what the word or means. We only have to have one thing true for the whole statement to be true. If you're going to do something with or, you only have to do one part of the statement or get one part of the statement correct for the whole statement to be true. So we're looking for an x that will cause one or the other, either one of them, to be greater than or equal to 9. And here's the way we solve that. We just solve it as greater than or equal to 9 or less than or equal to 8 on the left side. We just solve these as two separate inequalities and put them together with or. Not really anything complicated. If we have to divide by a negative, again, we will flip the sign over for whichever one that's true for. So here I go. I'm going to do plus 1, and plus 1, solving the left side separate from the right. So that's 9. Divide by negative 3. I'm dividing by a negative number. Whenever I divide by a negative number, I have to flip the inequality sign over. So x is now greater than or equal. Notice I kept the equal because it had the equal to begin with. Greater than or equal to negative 3. On this side, I'm going to add 5, do the opposite. Those cancel, leaving 2x greater than or equal to 14, 9 plus 5. And again, I'm going to divide by a negative number, and because I'm dividing by a negative number, I need to flip this sign over also. And so 14 divided by negative 2 is negative 7. And so my entire inequality that I should write this answer this way: x is less than negative 7. Need the word or, very important part of the answer, or x is greater than or equal to negative 3. X is less than or equal to negative 7, or x is greater than or equal to negative 3. If you were to look at this on a number line, here's 0, we could say that we include this, so this is colored in, and everything is shaded to the left of negative 7 to show that all of those are potential are solutions for this inequality. Also, it says x is greater than or equal to negative 3. So right here at negative 3, since equal is also included, we would color that in, and we would shade everything to the right like this, all the way to positive infinity. So all of this shaded here shows that solutions are also any number that's greater than negative 3. So we can see, looking at the number line, the only thing that really is not a solution are those numbers that are between negative 7 and negative 3, not including negative 7 or 3. That's how you solve a compound inequality. Ors are solved as two separate inequalities, and ands are solved by solving them all together and doing the same thing to both the left and right side that you do to the middle. Hopefully that helps you with compound inequalities. They're a very useful tool, especially if you want to move on to solving absolute value inequalities. We use them there. If you want to look at other topics and how to solve some other kinds of equations or other algebra problems, I invite you to go to my website at mymatheducation.com or subscribe to my Mymatheducation YouTube channel. We're also on Twitter and Google Plus if you'd like to go there. Thank you for watching this video. Hope you'll come back to watch some more.